Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, back again here in the old den of tools. And today, you know what, it's early spring. Of course, that's when a young bear's fancy will turn to outdoor power equipment. Yeah, now, of course, the battle rages on between gas and electric and gas. Where's it going to go? Well, inevitably, even if you don't want it, we know the slide, at least for the average homeowner. I know some fool's going to type in, I've got 40 acres, and yeah. The average homeowner doesn't need more than electric power equipment, and rules and regulations are going that way. So we're here to talk about what are going to be your best choices. We're going to do a series where we talk about the 20 volt versus 40 volt versus 80 volt and some of the other volts in between as well. We'll cluster those in there as well. Now that said, we're going to do this in the first one. We're going to talk about the 20 volt or 18 volt series. Why? Because almost all of you have cordless power tools, and you're sitting there and you got a stack of these batteries, and you're like, you know what, they're just sitting there. If I'm not using them in the shop, I should be using them out in the backyard, right? So how can I make the best use of these batteries? Well, real quick, I do want to cover, like I said before, the 20 volt versus 18 volt dilemma. Most of you know this. Just so you don't, in case you don't know, 20 volt max is just a marketing term. Really, the voltage is nominally rated at 3.6. You take 5 of those 3.6 cells, you get 18 volts. But if you rate them, based on marketing terms at 4 volts, 5 times 4 will get you 20. Again, and that's the same thing, 36 and 40 volt, again, the same thing. Anyway, let's move forward. So you're sitting there. Oh, one other thing to talk about, and I do want to make this, so you consider this. If you do choose to go this route, this is going to be more wear and tear on your batteries. Power tool batteries are usually rated between 1,000 and 2,000 cycles of recharge. Basically, there's a finite amount of time you can recharge a battery before it dies. So you're going to be using your precious power tool batteries out in the yard. Just be aware of that. But starting off, what you really want to look for is you want to look for cordless, tool-only kind of stuff. Why? Well, you already have the batteries. I mean, if you're looking, there's some great deals out there. Don't get me wrong. And we will talk about those deals in the coming week that will throw in bonus batteries. But usually in this kind of case, you're looking for something cheap you can throw on to make an addition to the battery system you already have. Bauer does a fine job of that with their cordless string tool. This is about the most basic. This is going to come in. It's your basic handheld. It takes your standard 20 volt battery. It's going to run you, not on sale, $55. That's pretty cheap entry fee. Well, of course, you're already having the battery and the charger and everything else, but still $55 to jump into that. Now, of course, I would recommend going brushless, because brushless is going to get you a bit more power, and it's going to get you a lot better runtime, which means you're going to spend less time going back and forth to get more batteries to finish your yard work. It's also going to make your batteries last longer. And you know who really scores a win here? Of all places, it's Menards. Menards with their Master Force Flex Power here. This is a 12-inch, 20-volt brushless cordless string trimmer, tool only, after, of course, the the 11% mail-in rebate over there at Menards. $79.21. Now, for those of you who don't know, most cordless stuff at Menards is made by Chevron. I don't know if they're doing the outdoor power equipment, but we're going to talk about this here in just a little bit. Now, of course, the king of DIY outdoor power equipment has to be Ryobi. And you can pick up a Ryobi 1 Plus 18-volt brushless 15-inch cordless attachment capable. Now, what that means is this head down here, right there in the middle, usually in the middle of the shaft or down here at the head, it removes, and you can put on other attachments, like, say, hedge trimmers and blowers and all sorts of other stuff, which makes this a more versatile tool and helps your dollar go further with this. You're looking at $102.38 for the tool only. Now, this is just, I'm not going to recommend you run out and buy any of these, because most of these aren't on sale right now. And we're getting ahead of ourselves here, because I do want to get your mind in the right place for when the sales hit. Because we're going to have a whole bunch of sales coming up hard and fast here in the next 2 to 3 weeks when it comes to outdoor power equipment. Some of it's already starting, but I want you to know what you're looking for, and rather than getting excited and just jumping in at the first sale you see. Now, continuing there, talking about the tool only, the brushless stuff, Makita makes some fine stuff. They make different levels of power tool here, outdoor power equipment. Everything from the DIYer to they actually cater to professional landscapers. So this is kind of one of the lower end I would call it a higher end prosumer grade there, $149 there for their 13-inch brushless cordless string trimmer there. Now, Dewalt, of course, not to be outdone, they want to make sure you guys stick with the Dewalt platform. They've got an excellent brushless string trimmer here. Again, it's based off the 20-volt platform there. Just takes your standard batteries here, $159. Now, the king, I think, of when it comes to power, when it comes to just using standard one single tool battery, has got to be the Milwaukee Fuel. My neighbor back in Montana has this one. He's let me use it to play around with it. I've used it actually quite a bit, and I can tell you, this thing has a ton of power. In fact, it feels like a 40-volt trimmer. It really does. Trust me, it'll kick rocks just like a 40-volt. Not necessarily a good thing there. Anyway, you're looking at tool only, $229. Now, with some of these brands out there, they do have the option of getting these tools, but they don't have, it's hard to find the tool-only option. So some of that, just to kind of, let you know that they're out there. Hyper Tough, this is the entry level over at Walmart. They're $108. There, comes with a 4 amp hour battery. Skill Line, which I'm a big fan of the Skill Line. I've talked about it a lot. Again, another tool line made by Chevron. You're looking at their 20-volt string trimmer with battery there for $130. Now, I've not used this one. I have used their pole saw, which I thought was decent. I'd be interested to see if the string trimmer holds up. We do have some of the 40-volt stuff we're testing back in Montana. When I get back there, we'll give you more of a heads up as we get more information on that. Now, Craftsman, of course, the new kid on the block, the old kid, new kid on the block, now owned by Stanley Black & Decker, of course. Their 20-volt option here looks nice and rugged. There looks very industrial, if you would. Battery included on this one, and this is going to run you, it's $130. You got to add it to cart. See, it's $129.99 kind of thing. Coming with a 4 amp hour battery, and it's edger capable also. I think that means that this thing rotates. You pull the little lock, and the head turns sideways. It allows you, there's a picture of it right there. It allows you to edge. I really like that option. Yes, you can just rotate the thing, but it's a little awkward to do that. Having the head rotate like that makes everything a lot easier. I'll tell you what, even this basement level one from Bauer does it, and it even adds in the little wheels there so you can roll around as you're doing the edging. And I have this one. They did send this to me, full disclosure, and I have used it like that. I think Works was like the first one to do that. They're always the innovator in this, and I love the Works one. I had that one. In fact, I ended up donating that to my local church. They needed a system for doing some landscaping. Anyway, let's keep going here. Cobalt, of course, which is yet again another Chevron brand, is the king of the castle when it comes to prosumer kind of stuff. All the 24-volt stuff from Cobalt is, of course, brushless. Now, they're not selling it here tool only, unfortunately. But look at this. You're getting the 2 amp hour battery plus a bonus 4 amp hour battery at $149. And that's list. That's MSRP on that. No discounts. Imagine what this is going to be like if it goes on sale. Like maybe they're considering the free bonus battery there, the sale, which is not a bad deal. 2 batteries, charger, and your trimmer. And I have this trimmer, and it's a decent trimmer. It really is. It's not going to take you to the level of a 40 volt, okay? I wouldn't say it's even as powerful as the Milwaukee Fuel, but it's a decent trimmer for around the house kind of stuff. You're not going to go take down, the 4-foot grass in the back 40, but for trimming, your yard and stuff, it's just fine. Now, Hart has a 20-volt trimmer here. They have a brushless trimmer with a bump feed head, 4 amp hour battery included at $168. I've not tried their 20-volt. I have their 40-volt, which is based off of the same system, and it's got all the power. I love that trimmer. It's got tons of power. In fact, the younger kids are a little afraid of it. It has a little too much power for them. But in the 20-volt, that's going to tame it down some. And, of course, these entry-level 20-volt, 18-volt systems, they're really designed for just, your basic yard. You're not doing the bigger stuff. This is just your average size yard, okay? And I have to keep saying that because there's going to be people chiming in, well, that won't work for me because I've got 40 acres or 50 acres or 170 acres. That's nice. You're clearly not the average homeowner in the U.S. All right, Makita. Now we're going to step into some interesting stuff. So Makita takes that option and doubles it. So this is an 18-volt trimmer, but it's really a 36-volt because it uses 2 18-volt batteries. So you could use the standard batteries you're using with everything else, and they have a whole line of this LXT ×2 here that allows you, let me see if they got there wasn't even, here we go. get 36 volt with 2 LXT batteries. And we've seen this in the saws, we've seen this in the grinders, the mowers, but of course they have it here in the string trimmer. So you're getting 40 volt power without having to buy an additional line of batteries. That's kind of cool. You're looking at tool only on this for $269. This is a shocker. You know who else offers this? Hyper Tough. This is the bargain basement line over at Walmart, but they've got a string trimmer that, yes, you plug two batteries into it, and it allows you to, look at it, it's even got the wheel on it. I really wish they'd up the level of the Hyper Tough stuff just a notch, just a smudge, because some of their stuff is actually, especially the outdoor power equipment, they do a lot of this dual voltage or 40 volt using the 2 battery system, and I really like that. You're looking at, was it $99.21, and I think this is, I was pretty sure I looked at this as tool only. Watch it come with the batteries, considering 2.5 amp hour battery. Yeah, it comes with two 2.5 amp hour batteries. Gotta love that for $99.21. All right, and then another option I've got to throw in here, we got to talk about, is the Dewalt 60 volt max. Now, why this is the AKA the flex volt here, because the flex, now this one won't run on 20. You got to use your flex volt battery in it, but you can have, some of you may have that flex volt battery for your regular hand tools. So if you're in that line, this allows you then to upgrade it and use it in your outdoor power equipment if you want. So that pretty much covers what we're going to call the power tool level of outdoor power equipment, whether it's 18 volt or 20 volt, which is the same thing, or 36 or 40 volt, which again is the same thing at that level, because you're just you're really using 2 batteries, legit using 2 batteries. But we're going to talk about those options going forward, where you're going to be upgrading those batteries, and you're going to be running 40 volt, or you're going to be running 80 volt. We're going to be busting out a whole bunch of this stuff and talking to it, and I may even be going to a thing from some manufacturer who I shouldn't be talking about that's going to be doing a brand new outdoor power equipment testing. We'll let you know. And of course, again, as full disclosure, if they do send us there, we will tell you that they sent us there. We won't hide that fact or pretend like, you know, brush it under the rug. Anyway, that pretty much covers what you're going to get for your power tools. Now, let me know what you think. Are you looking to extend the use of your power tool batteries, or are you like, hey, you know, maybe I need a bit more power. Hey, maybe I just want to have a separate battery system so I'm not dipping into that same battery pool. What are your thoughts when it comes to electric outdoor power equipment? Let me know down in the comments down below. That's all we got for you today. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.